Live from the rinks in Hauppauge, New York, we welcome you to this presentation of Stony Brook Seawolves hockey, streaming on YouTube as we are gearing up for an intercollegiate clash between the undefeated 4-0 Seawolves and NCAA Division III's Manhattanville College Valiants. Mike Colandrew here, ready to bring you the action. Trevor beside me running the camera. And as I mentioned before, this Stony Brook Seawolves team, there's a lot to be excited about. And if there's anyone that's excited more than anyone, it's Coach Garofalo himself as he tries to continue this undefeated streak against very formidable Valiant squad. Stony Brook coming off 2 big weekend sweeps. They kicked off the season taking down Syracuse on the road before defeating NYU in a pivotal home, winning on the road last Friday night in Chelsea Piers before taking it over the Violets in a close one, 3-2. And leading up to this matchup, most notably, one thing that Chris Garofalo mentioned after the game on Saturday was team needing to improve on some things, most notably the power play, as the Seawolves unsuccessful in all their trips on the man advantage on Saturday, unlike their opponent who was able to put home 1 on the power play, and that almost sent that game into the late night. But the Seawolves found a way in the end to get back at NYU with 2 big goals and a pair from new-coming freshman Gregory Barnich. And Barnich somewhere on the ice in these warm-ups. He's looking to continue that trend in this tough matchup here tonight. And Barnich, by no surprise, him and his line mates are going to kick off this night's at the face-off draw, at the face-off dots, as he's gotten trust from Coach Garofalo to lead this team. Once the puck drops at 8:30, him, Devin Pepe, the captain, and William Cormanick, the wingers, will start alongside Barnich. While on the defense, it's Malfetto and McDermott manning the back end. And starting in between the pipes, getting his warm-ups in, is the ever so lethal and fantastic Matvey Kazakov, the Russian Tsar.
It's a bit unfortunate we weren't able to catch the NYU games on a live stream this past weekend, but kind of building off of what happened on the power play, or rather what didn't happen for Stony Brook. It's definitely something the Seawolves had to have been working on in the practices leading up to this weekend's game. Getting the special teams rolling is always an important part of the Seawolves game. If they get going, you can guarantee it's going to be a good result, or at least a close one. And if they don't get going, well, you can see frustrations will probably mount, and you'll see a turn for the worse.
Absolutely, Trevor. And sorry if I almost stepped over your toes right there.
All good.
I didn't realize you were I didn't realize you were teaming up with me tonight. But happy that you're on.
I'll be here. I'll be occasionally insightful here to bring my years of watching the Seawolves behind the camera to the folks at home.
Honestly, I wouldn't have it better. I wouldn't want it anything else, considering that sometimes I lose track of things in terms of there's a lot of things you want to talk about, statistics and everything else, and it's good to have someone beside me to keep me on track.
Right now, we'll try to keep things as smooth as possible as we try to work together here as a pairing. But it's good to have you up in the booth here for this season, and as we continue the home campaign here at the rinks in Hauppauge as the crowd starts filing in. Expecting a puck drop here at right around 8:35, 8:40. National anthem withstanding. But looking at these two teams in warm-up here, I'm expecting this to be a pretty tight game here. Seeing a lot of the same energy out on both sides. I would expect the Manhattanville team to kind of come out with a little bit more of a crispness, but I think both sides here, the first period is going to be a pretty big feeling out of what each other's skill level is and what they can and can't get away with here when it comes to the men in the stripes.
I think that's important. You just mentioned that word, feeling things out. And that is something that we've been taking notice in these first 2 weeks with the Stony Brook Seawolves. So, I've had the luxury of being able to attend the practices, and I'll still be doing that every week, and so part of my preparation. And definitely the one thing I took notice in, and it's not just me. It's also talking with coach, talking with some of the former players, is that there's definitely going to be some. There's definitely going to be a process in terms of building chemistry all over again. You lost some very notable players in the offseason who have gone on to graduate, one of them being Chucky Peck. You also have last year's captain, Pepe, not on the team, Joseph Slevin, Phil Pomniak. So there are new players that need to fill those shoes in, and
those are not easy shoes to fill.
Yeah, exactly. With what that talent contains in their 4 years at Stony Brook, of course there's going to be pressure on your shoulders, and sometimes that pressure can overcome you and mess around with your emotions and stuff. And we kind of got a glimpse of that. Practices and team chemistry, even ironically, those things can actually. Even though it's supposed to builds the team together, but sometimes emotions can clash. You might, in practices, they get very competitive, and got a glimpse of that. But Coach Garofalo, he believes that is something that could be a healthy contributor. A healthy contributor. Ironically,
you want players on the ice that are fighting to be the starter, fighting to make the fourth line. You got the players that are fighting to stay on the main roster versus getting scratched. And if you don't bring that type of intensity to practice, you can't be expected to bring that to game.
100%, Trevor. And you mentioned players trying to fight for their spot on the roster. And here tonight, once I stepped into the rink this week, I was told that this is going to be a number of players like we've never seen before for this season, especially. This is the first time, in my eyes, in both of our eyes, we're seeing a full-on Stony Brook lineup intact for tonight.
Yeah, you definitely see the full Seawolves lineup will come out in force for home games, just because you don't have to worry about travel and all that. But it's always a sight to see when you get the entire roster out there. And I really hope that the team did their homework, they did their prep work, they had their warm-up, their off-ice all squared away, and all they got to focus on now is execution.
Exactly, and that is definitely going to be the big key factor tonight. This team executing when it means most. And when it means most, it's always going to be on the power play, when you get gifted those big opportunities. And we did not see the Seawolves take advantage of those chances last Saturday night. And that is what led to the game ending in almost dramatic fashion. if it wasn't for Barnich coming into the clutch and picking up a pair of goals.
I'm sure there were some interesting conversations that happened post-game there regarding the power play performance, but at the end of the day, you got the win. You got out of town with the win, and that's all you can really ask for.
Now
I guess you got the win, and you stayed off Barstool Sports.
Yes. Why'd you have to mention them? Oh, I hate those guys.
Hey, it's a free dig every time.
But yeah, going. We know this. We know these two teams, both different divisions, different conferences. So win, lose, or draw, it's not going to put a blemish in their records whatsoever carrying forward. But if you're the Seawolves, you gotta be thinking a win tonight could definitely boost their confidence down the road when they take on those other ACHA teams this season.
I think, if anything, this is a profile match. This is a match that's going to really kind of set the bar for what does the ESCHL look like in comparison to some NCAA D3 schools and programs. And as Stony Brook being the league winners last year, it is their position to kind of be like the benchmark and the title holder here to kind of make that statement game. If they win tonight, it's huge. If they don't, it's not a big deal, but it's definitely not the result they're looking for tonight.
Exactly. And I think if you're Manhattanville, yeah, you might be thinking, oh, we're NCAA Division III team. This is this is a team that's not quote unquote on our level. You got to be thinking, they're not going to be taking them lightly whatsoever. No. Manhattanville, they're not taking the Seawolves lightly. Just based on what you just rattled off, them being the reigning defending ESCHL champions with plenty of talent from last season carrying over to this season. You know for a fact the Seawolves are going to come into this matchup guns blazing, regardless of where their opponent is on the scale in terms of what level they are at.
I think we're going to see both teams come out flying when we come back in about 12 minutes time here for the first period of play here at the rinks in Hauppauge. We'll see you guys in a moment.
almost about to get this matchup set between the Valiants of Manhattanville College and the Stony Brook University Seawolves. As in a few moments we will meet tonight's starters. And we'll join public address announcer Leon Bassett.
Ladies and gentlemen, please may start line for a game between the starters from Manhattanville. Number 17, Dave Barry. Number 7, Tristan Freeze. Number 19, AJ Bello. Number 21, Josh Fletcher. Number 10, Troy Corson. And you go, number 91, Sebastian Woods. And here yours, 41 Seymour! On the bench, number 13, Tom Alberto! He's the best walker, number 74, Anthony Dermody! Dylan from the number 66, Will Corner! The center, number 81, Greg Martin. The right winger, number 22, David Reddy. Eagle, number 20, Martin Roscoe. At this time, we ask everyone to rise for the singing of our national anthem by the Samaritan Pack.
Oh, say have you seen by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the peril must fight. O'er the ramparts we marched were so gallantly streaming, and the graveyards red glare, the bombs bursting air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A beautiful rendition of the national anthem, as always, by the very talented Mrs. Mary Peck, mother of former Stony Brook Seawolf Chucky Peck, who is somewhere watching at home and very proud of his mother's work, always. And here we are, Trevor and I, getting sets as these two teams congregate in front of their benches one last time before the puck drops
Yep, formalities are all wrapped up here. Pre-game operations complete. All that's left now is to drop that puck.
Hey, let's do it. And it will begin with last week's game breaker, Gregory Barnich at center ice. It's Mofetto and McDermott starts on the back end for the Seawolves. Mofetto angles it across. Barnich has to chase after it as it's couldn't connect on his stick. NYU with quick clear all the way for icing.
Yeah, a little bit of a panic dump there from the Valiants, but still early. Fresh legs out there still. Only about 30 seconds past here on the clock. And Stonebrook gets the first good offensive zone opportunity of the game.
We'll see if this pays dividends for the Seawolves. Pepe jousting with his man for position before the puck is dropped, and Pepe almost gets a head start to the nets as he came in crashing for that rebound. Pepe swings this one back into enemy territory before heading off to the bench. Quick line change being made here as the second offensive unit makes its way onto the ice, courtesy of head coach Chris Garofalo. That chance almost nullified by the Seawolves. NYU almost scoring there.
Manhattanville.
Or Manhattanville, I should say. NYU last week.
That was last
Manhattanville,
week.
yes. Manhattanville this week. NCAA Division III making their heavy presence felt inside their own zone as they try to come back in against the Seawolves. The Stefano having trouble clearing it out. Manhattanville pressuring again down low. It's the Valiants almost jabbed one home there that time, and we get a stoppage. The first penalty of the night is signaled for cross-checking. However, it's going against the Seawolves with Robert DiStefano.
Algana not liking the stick come out just a little high.
So DiStefano will stay seated in the sin bin as Manhattanville College will activate the power play units for the first time tonight. Pattison at the top alongside James Gregory. And Gregory couldn't handle the feed and inadvertently forces Manhattanville out of the zone. Gregory being hounded in the neutral zone there by Zarilli. And then Pattison crisscross, switch positions. Here's Pattison taking over again. Pattison trying to drop it to a man in the trailer. That was Crossan. Gregory spinning that one across but couldn't connect with Pattison. Fess had trouble getting that one fully out of the zone. Crossan back to Gregory. Pattison denied there by Kazakov. Has some traffic in front of the nets. Plenty of bodies crowding the goal there that time.
Wholesale change there for the Seawolves. Get the second PK unit out there. So far, so good.
As Pattison almost got a hold of it again. And Manhattanville working it quickly as the quick glove save is made by Kazakov.
Now, the Seawolves are definitely, I think they're giving a little too much respect here to Manhattanville. I think they're backing off the play a little bit early and kind of letting the play come to them. Manhattanville, on the other hand, is giving no respect to the Seawolves, immediately going for plays where they're just sending it down center ice in the neutral zone.
There's a chance from the top, and another save is made by Kazakov. That time, a shot coming from the points by Manhattanville's Connor Boyce, the senior from St. Albans, Vermont. As Boyce drops it behind his back to Spearbrecker, and the chance is nullified in the glove of Kazakov.
Kazakov now, that's got to be at least his third or fourth save of the evening. The scoreboard is unfortunately behind.
Those numbers provided by Kazakov are going to continue to rise as this matchup goes minute by minute. And on the hunt, trying to get after it with half a minute to go on Manhattanville's man advantage is Nestepny for the Seawolves. one. Ricochets off a stick, but it continues to push Manhattanville further into the Seawolf zone. McDermott able to push that one fully out, and now Nestepny off to the races, almost getting after it. Near collision there between Nestepny and Manhattanville's netminder Woods. And another penalty is signaled, I believe.
Slashing the call against Manhattanville, and that's going to nullify the remainder of this one here.
And we'll see if the Seawolves will have any luck this time on the man advantage. As I alluded to at the top of the broadcast, they did not score at all in all of their power play attempts last Saturday in their 3-2 victory over NYU. And this power play is sponsored by your friends.
We're not on the power play yet.
Nope,
We're
not yet.
four aside.
Almost. But it's four aside for the moment. Just by clear indication of the icing.
And the referees jumped the gun on this one here. And this is where your scorekeeper might need an assistant in the box here to keep all the plates spinning.
Kozitsky, Vezov.
Yeah, they're still sorting out the penalty here. 153. There we go.
Kormanek on the ice. Got a Vezov at the top on the right side, awaiting in the shadows. Minerva, he's got it. Over to a Vezov. Now the power play begins. It begins with that chance that gets denied by Woods. As a Vezov controls it. Kormanek under heavy pressure. As Kozitsky lays it back to the point. To Stefano. Touches it over to Kozitsky. Kozitsky to Stefano. Nice almost connection there made as Minerva nearly got it over in the slot. Vezov rushing over to keep it in the zone as Kozitsky spins it back to Stefano with a chance off the blocker of Woods. Vezov handling business at the top. Kozitsky down low. Muscled into the boards. Vezov looking to dig it out. Almost connecting there with Kormanek, and inadvertently forces the Seawolves out of the zone. Minerva. Seawolves back on the attack. Vezov crisscrossing over to the other side. Vezov throws it in front and almost got deflected home by the captain Pepe as Woods makes another stop.
And Woods getting tested a little bit more with more difficult shots than Kozakov over on the Seawolves end here on this power play.
How about this for a dangerous faction on the power play units as Mancini and Malfetto come into the picture with Rainville, Barnich, and the captain Pepe manning the offense. Mancini drops it back to Malfetto. Malfetto. Pardon me, this is Malfetto. Almost thought it was Golinski as Malfetto takes it deep into the zone, and Pepe almost finished it off as Woods makes yet another good stop.
The fact that Pepe was able to get a stick on that was impressive. Thread the needle between two Manhattanville defensemen there, and you have yourself a golden scoring opportunity here. And only the Seawolves' fourth shot on goal.
Well, it's no surprise he was able to get that stick in there. Just like his brother, Brenton, both very highly acclaimed players who have represented the Seawolves and Coach Garofalo these last couple of seasons. So the first trip on the man advantage for Stony Brook unsuccessful. As that ugly trend has carried over in this matchup against NCAA D3 Manhattanville.
One thing a box score won't tell you is how good the power play was, and I gotta say that was a pretty good effort there on the power play there for the Seawolves the first time out.
Barnich trying to loft it back to the near man Wiebold. Stony Brook harassing the zone down low. Pepe Finds a streaking Kendrick who comes flying into the picture, but he couldn't connect there. Sean Kendrick, former East Islip Chief, as this one nearly gets settled down in the glove of Swanson. Manhattanville makes their way back into the zone. To Palma, pinned up against the boards. Now Swanson comes into the mix to try to help out De Palma. Get some wrestling behind the play between Matthew De Palma and Manhattanville's Noah Bradley. Or pardon me, that was Swanson, number 4, not number 47, De Palma. But nevertheless, it's going to be a power play again for the Seawolves.
Swanson lost his bucket there, and that was courtesy of Bradley, who's going to go sit for 2 minutes for roughing.
So the 6'3", 200-pound senior from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, takes the trip to the sin bin, while Stony Brook.
I'm sorry, that's a 5-minute major.
Wow.
Algana giving the description there as to what the infraction entailed there, but.
Well, we did see Swanson's buckets be pulled off, so maybe that is what all signs point to, that he crossed the line that should not be crossed.
Yeah, they go dig up the NCAA rulebook in between periods. It's been a while.
DeStefano. Save made there by Woods. And this second power play opportunity brought to you by our good dear friends at Stony Brook Orthopedics. Bezov, Stepney, Minerva, DeStefano. Minerva directing traffic on the back end with DeStefano. So a crucial moment here for the Seawolves early in the first, as they are gifted with a major power play opportunity. And here they are, 40 seconds gone by, having trouble connecting. Here's DeStefano, feeding it down low. DeStefano with the keep at the points. And Manhattanville able to make the elimination right there. A good job to push it out, that time by Fletcher. Stony Brook is inching their way close back in the zone. Spearbrecker able to force it out. And Mancini will try to push it back in.
Stony Brook caught here in the middle of a change here. It looks like they're going to just cycle this puck down, maybe finish the change up and get the next unit here on the power play.
Mancini drops it to Minerva. Minerva looking to go full steam ahead. Fans on the release there. And it goes for another clear by Manhattanville. Mancini again on the reset. With Barnich. Those two connect there. Mancini looking for a Rainville down low, but he wasn't there in time, and the Seawolves are forced to reset once again.
First power play, very good for the Seawolves. Second, Manhattanville has basically shut the door.
So Malfetto not able to capitalize there, so it's found in the catching glove hand of Woods. Little over 3 minutes gone by on this power play for the Seawolves. Still no goal to be found for Coach Garofalo's squad. Mancini, Pepe. There's a chance for the Seawolves. Mancini, one-timer. Malfetto denied there by Woods, and play is stopped. Like the net came off its moorings, or there looks like something happens.
High stick?
Possibly, which is why they're moving the face-off draw to a new location outside of the blue line.
I'm going to assume it was a high stick.
Yes.
It's kind of the signal I saw out of the referee, but he was also ducking from the puck.
Got a better glimpse than I did, that's for sure. This one is spiked in there by Barnich. Pepe chasing after it. Patterson tries to steal it away from Molfetto. Molfetto is able to escape, got the help. And the help came from Barnich, who took a hard spill in the boards behind the play.
And that's going to lead to another penalty here. Interference to call here against Barnich.
Yep. Gregory Barnich, he tried to throw that pick to allow Molfetto to escape, but caught red-handed in the process. And this is the second time the Seawolves are on the penalty kill, or will be on the penalty kill.
Now, there's still going to be 17 seconds of power play left after this penalty expires. So that'll do it for the rest of the major penalty, at least.
So it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey for the next
full 2 minutes.
Full 2 minutes, yep. So this is DeStefano trying to charge up. He got it ran into there. There's a chase from the top, goes wide off the stick of McDermott. Nice play in front. Minerva got sent to the ice there in front by Boyce. No penalty called in front. Manhattanville couldn't charge through there that time. Boyce and DeStefano getting tangled up.
A little bit of holding the stick action there in the neutral zone. There it goes uncalled.
McDermott drops it to Avezov. Avezov curls away from the pressure, looking for an option. Avezov deals it back to McDermott. Got it aggressively over to the other side. Molfetto awaiting at the top. Avezov couldn't make the steal again. Molfetto has it once more. Now it's Minerva with a chance on goal. The save is made by Woods as we get some more jousting in front between Avezov and Boyce, who's now also being challenged there by Minerva.
If you thought this one was going to be a cute little exhibition game, while you tuned into the wrong stream. This one's getting heated and quickly.
I think that's going to be a huge factor in this matchup for sure, Trevor. You want to keep your boys disciplined, and last week it definitely cost the Seawolves one goal at least. Pollock at the top. Manhattanville, Robitaille couldn't connect there. Almost got laid back in front, but it inadvertently forces Manhattanville outside of the zone, leading them having to reset.
Might have saw the pick play there at the blue line there. Well executed, didn't interfere too much, so it didn't catch the eyes of the official.
There's Freese. Freese trying to knife it past that would have been Boris who tried to knife it past. Kaskov making a nice save in front. Stony Brook coming back the other way, charging in with a chance. Save made by Woods that time on Edwards. Another opportunity in front. Stepney looking to set it back to the point. Swanson. That chance slipped off his stick as he gets it back over to Boris. Back to 5-on-5 hockey as this one gets slapped wide by Boris. Avezov keeps it in the zone. Brandon Avezov forced off the puck. Look out! And there is going to be a penalty. Matt Minerva getting too aggressive with his opponents inside the zone, and it's going to cost the Seawolves more time. And as I mentioned just a few moments ago, that lack of discipline showing here. Want to be careful.
I don't know about this one. This is definitely one of the ones where, as a player, I'm scratching my head. If they're going to call that, I got to really start changing my game.
And we know that there's been a lot of changes, especially after the pandemic and especially with the rise in concussions, CTEs, USA Hockey cracking down to prevent those type of issues from happening. And they've been implementing new rules.
I'm going to go on the record and say I think they're pushing the game in the wrong direction and only increasing the chance of those huge injuries from happening.
There's always two sides to the arguments.
Because they change the rules at the low level and then they roll them back at the college level. And the problem is you got players that are going into high-level junior hockey levels, some not even in USA hockey, that are not ready for the level of play change.
It's always going to be a discussion for the rest of time, as this is a chance that almost connects for Manhattanville. Similar to Stony Brook, unsuccessful on the man advantage so far, just by clear indication of the score being tied up at 0. We have almost
This could be a chance.
gone through the whole first period without a goal being scored. Woods playing out of his crease, and here comes Robitaille. Walks in, and he sent it wide.
Woods with an excellent bank pass on the top of the glass, not getting it out of the rink there. It's a short glass there on the half boards there.
Very innovative play. And here's Boyce dropping it back. Spearbrecker trying to spear his way through a bunch of defenders in front of him. Boyce turns it over, trying to twist it down low. Spearbrecker awaiting, looking for the feed as this one is able to be forced out and pushed back in by DePalma. DePalma muscled into the boards there. Hayden Taylor connecting across. That's canceled quickly by the Seawolves. Kendrick trying to cause a turnover again for Manhattanville.
Awkward collision mid-ice there. Oh yeah, DePalma there. I don't know if he's okay there, but looked a little weird.
We'll give an update on that in a few moments, whether or not he comes back into action.
He looked fine getting off the ice, but definitely one of those weird leg-on-leg hits.
Definitely not something you want to see for one of your top players, one of your veteran players in DePalma. And we'll just have to wait and see if
I don't see any trainer action, so I think he's okay.
All right, that's good news then. Trevor, both my eye in the sky and my inside source. Lucky to have him on board here tonight with me. Mancini almost coming together. There's Malik, tries to locate it. Don't let your eyes deceive you. That is not Chucky Peck that's wearing number 11. That is new-coming freshman Christian Malik. There's Malik looking to make an impact. He got forced off the puck that time by Freese. Kazakov banks it off the wall. Zerilli, look out in front of the bench. And another penalty.
We're gonna take one for checking from behind on that
signaled.
one. Cross-checking is the official call there, but it was the one from behind that ended up getting the hand raised from Algana.
Nick Zerilli in the box for 2 minutes. And Stony Brook back to the drawing board when it comes to being on the penalty kill. So they'll have to try to kill off this latest power play that's been rewarded to Manhattanville all over again.
DiStefano trying to get an explanation here out of the referee.
Josh Fletcher will take the draw inside the zone. The senior from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, looking to get his team on the board here tonight. Pattison, Gregory from the top, sending it wide. Gregory couldn't get a handle of that one. Edwards was able to make the cancellation. Gregory. Manhattanville having trouble passing through the neutral zone here on this power play opportunity.
That's too many men on the ice.
Yep. Too many men, but not without the Seawolves. Giving it to the Valiants before they can make this 4-on-4 hockey all over again.
Now, again, this is a tune-up game here for the Valiants on all sides, from playing on the ice to personnel management, bench management, and we've seen a lot of slip-ups on their side just from administrative things like getting the right players on the ice. But this time they get caught with too many men.
A.J. Bella will serve the penalty, but not without sharing a few words with his counterparts in between the penalty boxes, as this chance goes soaring wide. And Barry makes the keep at the point. Barry at the top, sending it in front, almost got deflected home by the incoming Peyton Felix. Here's Stony Brook again, trying to counteract the other way. Felix coming in close with the linesman. Linesman taking cover there, having to avoid the situation. Pollock the other way, trying to set something up inside the zone. Freese looking, Freese drops it back to Barry. Barry couldn't connect with Freese. It's those two. We're looking to make an impact there. Minerva, look out!
That was a hit right to the head, completely uncalled. And Minerva's not happy about it.
Look out! Matt Minerva. Out for blood.
I'm all for a referee trying to make the right calls and calling things, but man, you heard the stick hit the mask.
And Vezov and company back in the zone. Swanson sending it wide. Stony Brook pounding down low. Swanson at the point. Swanson's across. Couldn't connect there. McDermott keeping it in the zone, but a chance. Pad save made by Woods. Swanson. Oh, he tried to give it back to Avezov, and this leads to a clear made by Croson.
All right, even up.
Sauced the head, but it couldn't connect on the stick of Minerva, and that will stop play.
Tip of the hat to Minerva for not taking his frustration out on that hit and taking a silly one.
Well, I think he made his.
He did make 3 or 4 really good clean checks afterwards.
That was quite a rumble near the Stony Brook Seawolves bench, and I think that's enough of a statement that Minerva can make.
And we'll do it all again.
And you have to wonder, that hit thrown on Minerva, obviously that's going to set some emotions off with players being fuming, but you have to wonder if that's also going to pay dividends for the Seawolves as that being a motivational factor. We'll just have to see if time will tell throughout this contest. Avezov, or Nestepny in this case, almost setting up the play down low for Kazitsky. Best coming into the picture. Everyone converging along the half wall. Elijah Devereaux for Manhattanville College as Chadwell sends this one in deep. Noah Bradley under heavy pressure in the corner. Devereaux helping him out. Stony Brook trying to force it out of harm's way. Here's Nestepny. Nestepny. Forced off the puck there. Chadwell forces it out. We reach the final minute of play here in the opening period. Still no score. Manhattanville taking their time as they patiently try to force out of the zone. Here they come. The Valiants trying to make a valiant effort before the buzzer sounds here in the first. Barnich on the hunt. Tried to poke that one towards the goal and almost got it back in front. to Cormanick. Everyone coming together near the half wall. Trying to charge in there and go after it was Pollock. Mancini was able to make the cancellation though, and he'll send it in deep.
Under 5.
Barnich with the last toss to end the first period. No score after 1, 0-0, as the Seawolves will look to change the narrative come second period. So your first impressions from the opening period, Trevor. What stood out to you?
Definitely I came in expecting there to be some sloppy play on the Manhattanville side and expect that the Stony Brook Seawolves would capitalize more, being that they've played 4 games, they've been active longer, their season started way earlier than the NCAA season. But what really surprised me was the lack of intensity on the Manhattanville side to just roll over the Seawolves. It almost felt like it was about to happen, and then it didn't happen. It was about to happen, and then it didn't happen. And just kind of rinsed and repeated itself through the period, where it was just almost there, ready to go, and then they backed off.
I think it was, we look forward to the second period, the main focus you have to wonder for head coach Chris Garofalo and this Seawolf squad is how can we capitalize on a man advantage? Any pointers? You would think that Garofalo is going to be strategizing going forward in this next 20 minutes of play.
Well, I think for sure they're going to be pulling the cell phones out and rewinding the power play. We got to see what they did there. Try to channel that energy they had on the first power play there, and then look at the 5-minute major and say, okay, we're not going to do any of that, because they were unable to even break the blue line for much of that penalty. Now, 4-on-4 has been a very frequent scenario in this game as well, and it's an area of play where I think Manhattanville's been doing very well. They've been skating better. They've been creating more opportunities, moving the puck around. And I think Stony Brook is it might be a little outmatched in that number of players on the ice situation. Goaltending-wise, I got to say, tip of the hat to both sides there. A lot of good saves on both sides of the ice. And this one might come down to a 1 or 2 goal game with an empty bucket being number 2.
Would be similar to what we saw last year. Well, what you saw last year with our good pal Jordan, who's over at Farmingdale right now doing his game tonight. We saw a 1-0 win for the Seawolves, in which was showcased by phenomenal goaltending from both ends. Chris Cataldo of NYU and Matvey Kazakov of Stony Brook. So who knows if that's going to be replicated here tonight with Manhattanville coming into town. We'll just have to see.
All right. And we got about 10 minutes until the next period comes around here, so stay tuned. Go grab a drink or your favorite beverage, and stay tuned for Seawolves hockey.
And we welcome you back to tonight's broadcast of Stony Brook Seawolves hockey, streaming live on YouTube. Mike Calandra, Trevor, back again to bring you the action. Got 20 more minutes of hockey coming up right around the corner. So far, it's scoreless after one, and elsewhere around the world, coincidentally, in Major League Baseball, most notably, the Seattle Mariners and Houston Astros are still scoreless after 13 innings of play.
Hey, I just call that bonus baseball.
I thought I'd bring that up. Just, you never know what you might discover during the intermission break. And
we do have some scores to report, though, around the league in the ACHA. We'll go down the results here that have become officially final as of the second. Jamestown takes Waldorf 7-1. University of Oregon takes University of Colorado 4-1. And that's a big win there. Oregon knocking out University of Colorado, who was 6-0-1.
Big dub for the Ducks over the Buffaloes.
University of Pittsburgh takes out the Naval Academy 5-0.
Panthers getting the shutout right there.
And Minot State blanks Midland University 4-0. And then we've got a couple more scores here. We have Liberty facing off against Adrian, and that one went 6-2 Adrian's favor. That game being played in Adrian at the Arlington Ice Arena.
Adrian with a little bit of home ice advantage, I would say.
That's a tough rink to play in. You got to ask the Seawolves about their time going over to Adrian. That's a tough rink to play in. And last but not least here, Purdue University Northwest takes it 8-2 over Northern Illinois. And Northern Illinois off to a tough start here, 0-7-0. And Purdue improves to 4-0.
So the Boilermakers remain undefeated, similar to Chris Garofalo's Stony Brook Seawolves here on Long Island.
Yeah, and this one here, not on the ACHA website, not on the Valiant's website here. It's a true exhibition dark match here as the teams take the ice here for the second period. It's still a little wet, so we might be foregoing the start of the second for a minute or two here as they let the ice cure up. So this is your first season here up in the booth here for the Seawolves here. We have the best advantage for chuck a puck.
Oh, really?
Because we're right in front of the center ice line here where they drop the tarp. So if you can throw a puck straight, you can win a T-shirt every time from up here. Now, they figured that out, and they moved to these little rubber pucks here, the soft rubber pucks here that bounce a lot more. So our advantage has been significantly reduced. But
well, hey, I'm up for a check a puck. I've been needing more Stony Brook apparel since I joined here. I was actually gifted this warm-up jacket from a coach before the game even started. Just out of the blue. He was able to.
You got to look official.
Exactly, and I was hoping one of these would come my way, and happy to wear it and be a part of the team officially. Gregory Barnich on the team as he tries to continue his goal-scoring streak to another game. Drive just wide off the stick of McDermott. And then a quick trigger pull sent on net that gets negated. Rebound on the wraparound try, and it couldn't be finished off that time by Cormanek. Some wild chances by the Seawolves right off the bat.
Yeah, Manhattanville caught a little sleepy there on that first shift there. Let Stony break in basically without any trouble at all and got a good scoring opportunity on the board.
Cormanek tried to connect with the captain up ahead as Barry lofts this one in deep. Spearbrecker will try to hunt it down as Stony Brook aims to protect the zone. Nice maneuver there down low. Manhattanville trying to strike here in the early moments of the second. This one gets sent in front, but it couldn't make its way on net. And it gets further canceled out by Barnich, who will retreat to the bench.
And Manhattanville taking this one all the way behind the net here, try to reset this up here, and Stony Brook's not letting them have it easy.
I'll definitely say that for sure. Matt Minerva using his body to his full advantage. Manhattanville, though, back in the zone as Stony Brook tries to defend successfully here, which they do as this one gets forced out once more. But Manhattanville is looking to reset. Stony Brook gets it back on the turnover. Here's a chance Minerva couldn't pull the trigger there and connects. He goes after the defense, even after missing the shot right there as DeStefano chips this one into the corner. Vezov able to twist away from pressure down low. Mancini in front, wide of the net. Another chance. This one couldn't be jammed home by Vezov. DeStefano. Stony Brook moving it quickly. Score!
And Minerva there, right place, right time, pulls the trigger and puts it cleanly past the tender there. And for someone who's been taking so much flack and so many hits, that's one way to really put it back to the other team. They put it right into the back of the net.
With ferocity, Matt Minerva picks up a big goal at home to put the Seawolves on top 1-0 in the early moments here in the second period.
And that's the result of good, solid offensive zone work.
Minerva, and now we get another penalty.
Charging is the call. Pattison took one too many steps there into the boards.
Pattison trying to make his plea to the official, but it will not change the rule in one bit. He'll sit for 2 minutes, and this will put the Seawolves back on the power play for the third time tonight. And we'd like to remind you this power play is brought to you by our good friends at Stony Brook Orthopedics. Seawolves trying to jump on this opportunity and double their lead. Mancini, Delane, and Barnich almost connecting with Moffetto. This one gets forced out by Manhattanville. So Vezov picking up the assist on the goal by Minerva. And this one gets sauced out, trying to get after it. Fletcher, he's there first in the corner, and he threw it on net, but it couldn't be finished off in front. Here's Barnich, off to the races, avoids the hip check by Boyce.
But they're going to call that one a trip there, and I'm seeing a lot of sideways faces there over on the Manhattanville bench saying, "You're going to call that?"
Many surprises being thrown both of these teams' way, but this one will benefit Stony Brook for sure as they'll go to the 5-on-3.
Most certainly, and this is an advantage that, listen, these gifts don't happen often.
Now we'll have to see if the result holds a bigger finish for the Seawolves, or
Well, we're going to start by getting the play settled down and set the attack here.
Stefano denied there by Woods.
And you're going to see Woods probably take every opportunity he can get to stop the puck and just try to generate a face-off, or if he even has the opportunity to, just try to fire it out of the zone.
We'll have to see if this 5-on-3 holds a big result for Stony Brook, as this is something they've been working on ever so aggressively in the past weeks of practices. Save made in front, that time by Sebastian Woods.
Woods with a nice flash of the leather there to keep this one goal. He's earned in the steak dinner tonight.
That's definitely for sure. So Stony Brook still on the 5-on-3 as this one gets knocked out of play. One thing this team worked on over the last couple of weeks gearing up for this season that has been something they wanted to improve on was their breakouts. Anytime they get gifted this opportunity being up by 2 on the man advantage. They don't have to worry about breaking out here considering the face-off draw is inside the zone, but it's when they get forced out, that's where that practice is being put to the test. Minerva across, and almost got finished off by DeStefano. Avezov. Minerva, save made by Woods, and it's cleared out.
Not a big fan of the low percentage shot there, but you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, as the great one once said.
Bad indeed. Avezov and the Seawolves trying to use that breakout drill to their own advantage here. It's Minerva, and the Seawolves almost connect in front.
One man back.
5-on-4 hockey. Another opportunity. And it's lost in the scramble. Sebastian Woods involved as there was some contact made amongst the chaos in front of the nets, and it's going to cost the Seawolves.
And that'll be the end of the power play, but tip of the hat to Woods, absolutely standing on his head.
There was so much going on in front of the net, I didn't have time to react. As tip of the hat to Sebastian Woods for keeping this game a 1-goal affair. As Stony Brook will look to try to protect the zone these next 40 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Stolen. Devereaux couldn't feed it across. He's tried the behind-the-back dish, but to no avail. Pepe. Edwards muscled off the puck that time by Pollock. There's Devereaux and Gregory connecting. Manhattanville trying to reset cleanly. Gregory walking in, firing. This one may have gotten a piece of the pad of Kazakov. He picks up another save here tonight. Shots 18-10, Stony Brook. They'll try to kill off this Manhattanville power play.
Yeah, that one flew into the Stony Brook bench there and will come just outside the Seawolves zone.
Cirilli on the draw. Manhattanville working in the back end. Chipped across Watson. Bradley trying to squeeze his way through into the zone as he goes on an adventure all the way back to the point. Robitaille under heavy pressure along the half wall. Stony Brook comes up with the steal. Breakaway chance. Nestepny score!
And that's a shorthanded goal there for the Seawolves, and a big one that puts them up 2-0. Manhattanville is beside themselves here as the Seawolves are just exploding off the bench. And Stepney getting a big hug there, the face swash in the penalty box.
One thing's definitely not changed for Stony Brook in a big way, and it's their penalty kill units as they convert to make it 2-0.
Ever so dangerous.
Ever so dangerous indeed. This team has worked feverishly to try to correct the mistakes on the power play, but
Manhattanville forgetting that they are indeed still on the power play here. They only had 4 on the ice.
So Stony Brook doubling their lead here in the second period. Stepney who scored 5 goals in 17 games last season. He's got now a goal here this year, and it comes against Manhattanville D3. And get another stoppage.
Penalty.
And it's against Manhattanville.
Nope, this one's against Stony Brook.
Oh.
It's going to be against Fess.
So for the remaining 7 seconds on the Minerva penalty, this will be
Leon is
5 on 3.
Leon's flabbergasted the penalty box saying, "Are you sure?" At least that's what I thought I read off his lips there. And Pepe's trying to find out what's going on.
Captain trying to come up with an answer there, but he is left with no answers whatsoever. This Seawolves team will...
The irony of the delay of game penalty here is that we've wasted about 45 seconds in trying to figure out why we called the penalty.
So it's 5 on 3 hockey for the remaining 5 seconds here. It's Minerva is about to come back onto the ice. Bella, save made by Kazakov, and we get another stoppage. Bella irate about something. Fortunately, for both teams, it doesn't seem like there's going to be another penalty
I
being
couldn't even
called.
tell you why we blew the whistle. Usually I'm good at this. I don't know if I'm rusty or not, but...
Hey, you have 15 years more experience than I do, so I ain't going to argue with that. Chance in front, denied. There's Gregory at the top. Bella looking, firing. And this one just misconnects for A.J. Bella. So really trying to go after it. Here comes Crossan, getting it over. Chance going wide for Manhattanville. Bella steers it back onto the stick of Gregory. The Valiants get another chance on goal and it gets denied by Kazakov. Gregory fakes the drive. Another chance, misfiring for the Valiants. Bella tosses back over. Another chance in front, pad save, rebound, loose in the crease. Everyone piling in front, another chance, and it just misfires the rebound, and it gets stopped by Matvey Kazakov. Another beautiful play in front there by Bella, but he couldn't connect. Tremendous goaltending by the Russian Tsar, Kazakov. Bella. Now it's Gregory. Those two play catch at the point. Half a minute to go on the man advantage. And this one nearly gets deflected home.
Kazakov, no stick.
And Kazakov says...
I don't need no stick.
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth, Trevor. And you have a better idea of Matvey Kazakov from watching him play last season. And, man, what can you say?
I gotta say, is thinking back to his premiere as a Seawolf, I think he came out and laid somebody out and took a penalty. And that's when we knew we were locked in for somebody that was dedicated to his craft. And he's done nothing but put impressive stands in net.
Got to do what you got to do to defend the goal. Drive from the point. Big block made in front by Jesse Edwards as he gets up slowly, shaken up visibly. Manhattanville with a chance, and this misfires for Pattison. Pattison waiting on the far wing as Barry keeps it alive at the points. Another chance. And this one couldn't connect for the Valiants. Barry at the point, chipping that one wildly over to Boyce. Boyce falling down to the ice as he battles hard against DeStefano. This
High
one is
stick
going to
here.
be waved off with a high stick, and there's the whistle.
I don't know who they called the high stick on, but it was a Manhattanville high stick.
Yes. Yes, I didn't. Yeah.
The Gong Show continues after this break.
So Mancini back on the ice.
At least I was pretty sure that was a Manhattanville high stick.
Yeah. As this one couldn't reach the net in front, Devereaux, as everyone is up in arms on the Manhattanville bench looking for a call. Devereaux plays it back to the point. Chance on the fadeaway try wouldn't go for Manhattanville's number 7, Tristan Fries.
For a tired Seawolves group, they are absolutely playing an excellent defensive game right now. Unfortunately, not enough padding on that one, and that's going to go for icing. As the shots tighten up.
It's definitely one thing that's changed along with the scoreboard, the shot differential. No longer are the Seawolves leading by a long shot. It's broken down to a separation of 1. 19-18 Seawolves lead in shots on goal.
Well, that'll do it for you when you got 4 consecutive minutes of pressure in the zone.
Everyone jousting away inside the zone as Robitaille sauces this one in. Head official had to take cover there. More banging along the boards inside the Seawolves zone as this one gets forced out. Gregory able to regather it. Taylor offsides.
Taylor trying to plead his case there, but unfortunately, one dipsy doodle over the line too many and sent his man offside.
So obviously we've noticed a different Seawolves team than what we did in the first period, as they have cashed in on big opportunities in the special teams departments, but on the penalty kill and not on 5-on-5 hockey as we were hoping to see, and with all the preparations being made leading up to this matchup and for all the rest of the games this season, as Cormanek gets denied there by Woods. Rebound on the wraparound try, couldn't be stuffed home, and Swanson couldn't get a hold of the feed, and Kazakov will get it all the way in the zone. Look at the sauce there onto the stick of Cormanek by Kazakov. Pepe trying to deliver on the offense. This one gets slapped on goal, and a save is made by Kazakov.
That's one thing Kazakov is not afraid to. He's not afraid to play the puck.
Looking like a game of pong out there as everyone is just barreling into each other, and the puck is just moving wildly in different directions instantaneously.
Puck's hanging out in no man's land there outside the zone.
Nice maneuver here. Big save made by Kazakov as Patterson and Boris get acquainted in front of the net. Spencer Boris, no surprise, involved in some of the extracurriculars. He took a major penalty last weekend. However, he scored a big goal, which happened to be the kickstarter, leading to Gregory Barnich scoring the game winner to help Stony Brook remain undefeated. Chance from the top, almost got deflected home in front by Patterson. Nice maneuver there at the top, but it couldn't connect for Manhattanville. Look out there, no call made as Pollock runs his man over. Here comes Leibold after it. Leibold trying to make an impact. Now De Palma comes into the mix. Seawolves aggressively hounding the zone, everyone trying to pick up the possession as this one gets forced out, and we have more carnage in the back end with Leibold in front of the bench as this chance is gloved.
Oh.
Magnificently by Matvey Kazakov in front. Meanwhile, the 217s, 17 Barry and 47 De Palma have a few words and exchange a few.
And Algana has had enough. Both to the box.
All about trying to keep this game in cool conditions. Not let things be blown out here. However, because it looks like it was, at first I thought they were going to put this thing on a power play for Stony Brook, but then they added De Palma's number to the board as well. So this is offsetting penalties to both sides. 4-on-4 hockey for the time being. It's been an ongoing trend here tonight. There's a chance in front for Manhattanville. Big save made, rebound. Pouncing on it quickly, Matvey Kazakov as he split across to shut down the second chance. Everyone banging away down low. Here's Boyce. Boyce couldn't connect there. Seawolves trying to break out the other way. Here comes Malfetto. Malfetto leaning in there to try to get past the defense. Manhattanville has it back. Look out there, Minerva almost running his man over. Minerva looking for the puck. Here's the Stefano stepping into one, and he couldn't connect. Boyce and Minerva still jousting in front. McDermott controlling. McDermott trying to escape from the clenches of Felix. And he gets it stolen away by Felix. Here's Felix powering in the zone with a chance. Fended off by Kazakov. Avezov trying to dance away from Robitaille. He's slowed down. And we get another stoppage.
I think they're going to call too many men.
And this time it's the Seawolves who are hit with the bad end of the stick.
I don't know if you could really make the call. He already had half of his body off the ice. But I guess they're going to make the call. They're going to say technically, it's on the ice. So
it reminds me of a similar event that happened last week, although it wasn't whistled a penalty, but it was whistled offsides. Stony Brook was about to break in 2-on-0, and just as the line change was being made, Minerva already was on the bench, but the referee thought, because the door was open, that Minerva might have been still on, and they called it offsides.
And without video review, you can't go back and look at those.
I mean, you can look back on it because the stream's available to watch back altogether.
Well, there's no
legal
mechanism.
I know. Yeah, no, of course.
You and me both know YouTube has a convenient way to rewind. You press the left arrow key, you go back 5 seconds.
Oh, I know. Robitaille and Gregory trying to work some magic at the point on this 4-on-3 for the Manhattanville. One-timer blocked in front there. And it gets forced out further by the Seawolves. And it's 5-on-4 hockey. Manhattanville gets one man back onto the ice. Seawolves trying to kill off the remaining 1 minute and 20 seconds. Gregory. Boyce. Wide again. Robitaille. Trying to charge up here. Robitaille sending this one wide. Boyce making the keep at the point. So we have two players getting tangled up in front. To Stefano. Battling hard with his man in front of the net. Gives him an extra shot in front. That's Fletcher. I believe the Stefano lost the stick, which is why the battle carried over for a while in front. Gregory. Now it's forced out again by the Seawolves. Manhattanville trying to make quick work again. Seawolves not allowing them a single inch to get by.
Well, Seawolves here definitely did well in the penalty kill here to keep everything to the outside, down to the last 15.
AJ Bella off to the races, and he crashes into Matvey Kazakov. And all signs point to Kazakov being okay, but we know that there was going to be some type of eruption afterwards, because anytime the goalie is on the receiving end of that type of play, there's always going to be some type of disruption.
That was surprisingly tame. We'll take that.
Well, Matvey seems to be all right.
Yeah, it looked like he was ready for it. He braced and wasn't too bad of an impact. Goalie impacts are always scary, though, because there's a lot of equipment there.
The ability to anticipate things, good and bad, is what makes Kazakov a good goalie. One of the brightest goalies in the league, I should say. Chance in front, nullified on the block. Gallagher collides with another Manhattanville player. The hits keep on coming, and here's a possible 3-on-1, but it dissipates, so everyone coming back into the picture. Look at the teamwork in front by Manhattanville. One player lost their stick, and because of that, they traded sticks, or one of them gave the other player a stick. You don't see that normally.
Well, you want to try to get your defenseman a stick. Those are going to be your most important players to have them, or whoever's going to make that clearing pass happen.
You got to do what you got to do to keep your team alive inside the play that's happening. And here's Vezov with a little shake and bake maneuver. Another chance, and he gets blocked in front of Vezov, settling that one down off the catching glove as this one gets sent wide. Barnich couldn't play that one off the wall cleanly. And here comes Manhattanville the other way. Manhattanville, Pollock, arm up in the air, and Pollock's shot misconnects.
Bit of a delayed reaction there on the ref. Wasn't sure he wanted to make the call or not.
And despite the delayed reaction, Stony Brook is heading back to the penalty kill. Interference, 2 minutes against Swanson.
Taking a look at the shots on goal here towards the end of the period. 22-20 Manhattanville. Although it's still 2-0 in the column that counts, and that's goals. And you see DiStefano here. Trying to get as many office hours as he can with Algana here. Try to find out what's going on. And I guarantee you he's talking to him about the fact that a couple seconds of play happened before he raised his hand, and wants to get an explanation as to why that happened. Either is or isn't a penalty.
Stefano taking advantage and utilizing the responsibilities of being a team leader, which is going to involve a lot of discussions with the men in stripes throughout the season when it comes to calls or rulings on the ice. Last year he didn't have the A. This year the Jersey boy has the A emblem. And at the top,
look at this.
Big chance, wired wide by Minerva.
Stony Brook penalty kill, keeping the Valiants pinned in here, and a bad tripping call there, or bad tripping by Pepe there. Send them 5-on-3.
Pepe, the captain, in the box. He joins Swanson, and for what, the third time tonight, Stony Brook faces a 5-on-3 deficit.
And this is the opportunity for Manhattanville here. I don't know, are they trying to call a timeout here? I think they are.
I don't see that happening. Bradley, Gregory. Those two continuing to play catch at the top. As Bradley delays. Now Robitaille mans the point. Gregory, a lot of space for Manhattanville, and the save is made by Kazakov, shutting the door against this Valiant offense one by one. Gregory. And Bradley sent that one off the glass. Gregory with the keep at the point. Bradley. Oh, he had his man on the far wing, Watson, as Gregory gets it back over to Bradley. Half a minute to go on the 5-on-3 for Manhattanville. Gregory. Cross. Chance in the slot. Misfires there for Robitaille. And that draws an ovation from the Seawolves bench. Gregory fires. Trickles off a stick and goes into the corner. Another chance for Gregory. Fakes the drive. Bradley for the chance, and this misses. Swanson on the ice.
We're under a minute. We're down to 35.
So it's 5-on-4 now for half a minute. And we get a stoppage with half a minute to go in the period. Half a minute to go in the second, half a minute to go on the power play for Manhattanville. Shots 23-20 now, Valiants. They have caught up and surpassed Stony Brook in the shots on goal department.
A conversation happening over on the Stony Brook bench. Aldana going to the Valiant's bench.
Have to wonder what is being discussed here that is halted play for the time being.
Now, lines are giving instructions to the scorekeeper. Looks like they're running the clock. Okay, looks like they pulled a couple seconds off the clock. So that's what the whole affair was to make a clock adjustment.
As we talked about off the air, there was always going to be some type of troubleshooting happening throughout the hockey season, regardless.
And that was a missed interference call there.
Bess chips this one in deep. So really on the hunt, and Woods playing that one out of his net.
That's a dangerous one.
DeStefano, long toss wide of the goal. Stony Brook successfully kills off the penalties. Bella slams the stick in frustration. DeStefano chirps him, Pepe as well, and both teams head off the ice. And the second period is over. 2-0 Stony Brook after 40 minutes of play, and definitely a different story than what we saw in the first period, Trevor.
Yeah, this was again a surprising period. I was not expecting it to go as much Stony Brook's way. And I wasn't expecting it to go as much in Stony Brook's way in spite of all of the penalties that they've taken, both good and bad and necessary. But at the end of the period here, there's a lot to be smiling about if you're a Seawolves fan. And conversely, on the other side, there's a lot of concern on the Manhattanville side because you've had multiple 5-on-3s, and you still have a goose egg on the board. And you have 20 minutes to figure it out.
And ironically, just hit a touchdown on the penalties, which has been an ever so occurring theme in the second and throughout this hockey game from Stony Brook. Ironically, it's paid dividends for them.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why they're up 2-0. So you have to wonder, is that going to continue on? Are we going to see that trend continue on in these final 20 minutes, or what do we see happening? What is our outlook looking like, Trevor?
Well, right now it's all about what's left in the tank. And for Stony Brook, it looks like they leave the second period with some good reserves left in the tank, and Manhattanville is just frustrated. You saw the stick slamming at the end of the period. You saw a lot of dejected looks on the bench, and this is something where you need the pep talk of all pep talks in the locker room and Jordan's secret stuff to get things going.
Jordan's secret stuff. I love that analogy. But I want to ask you one last thing. You mentioned this. You noticed the frustration starting to come out from Manhattanville, and that's going to be a big factor because you know they're going to try to force Stony Brook to take penalties, try to get under their skin and stuff. But if you're Chris Garofalo, what are you instilling in that team in order for them to stay disciplined and keep their composure?
Well, I'm telling them in the locker room that they're frustrated. You should be laughing at them. This is your game. This is your game to lose at this point. And I'd also be telling them that you just got to keep your head on a swivel. They're coming for you. Third period, you expect the hitting to come up, expect the intensity to be increased by Manhattanville, and they're going to try to make one big push at the beginning of the period to try to flip the tables here on this game.
And we'll just have to see what is going to happen. We'll just have to see what the story tells in the next 20 minutes as intermission has just begun. Trevor, you can lead us out.
All right, we'll see you in about 12 minutes, folks. You're watching Seawolves Hockey Live on YouTube.
are back as we are just approaching ever so imminently the final period in which Stony Brook enters leading 2-0 and Manhattanville leading in shots on goal by 4. So there was definitely a big change compared to the end of the first period. As we entered the second tied up at 0 before Matt Minerva and Kyle Nestepny broke the deadlock tie with 2 unanswered goals. And now we'll see if Stony Brook can hang on to this 2-goal lead and ride off in the sunset to a 5-0 start. Although this is not going, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Trevor, win, lose, or draw, this is not going to hold major implications in
fact,
the
this
status.
game will not go on their permanent
Yes,
record.
Exactly. Said it better than I could have, for sure. So,
I'm full of the puns, and I missed the opener, so I have to make up for 2x.
No, it's all good. But make no mistake, if they hold on, this is a huge win for them. You're talking about a confidence booster, just a motivational factor.
It's a benchmark game.
Yes. You're going because...
And it's a benchmark on both sides. It's Stony Brook saying, okay, we can hang with teams like this. And for Manhattanville, it's okay. We have some work to do.
Plus, when you talk about Stony Brook, the pressure on their shoulders of trying to repeat as the ESCHL champions. We'll just have to wait and see in the coming months as we get this third period underway. McDermott, Pepe. Now Gregory Barnich finds Cormanek. Cormanek almost was in sight of it. Dangle! Oh! He almost finished it off there on the curl and drag maneuver. Crossing. Perez crossing his way in the zone.
Delayed penalty here on the Seawolves. Extra skater on the ice for Manhattanville.
So the Stony Brook penalty kill units getting a heck of a workout as they go back to the 5-on-4 deficit.
Pepe throwing his arms up saying, what did I do? He's going for holding.
Second time tonight, the captain has been caught red-handed, and now we'll see if this positive trend of successful penalty kills will go on for Stony Brook, or will we see Manhattanville finally appear on the board as this one gets off to a raucous start, actually getting caught up in the paraphernalia of Boyce.
Not where you want the puck. Especially with 4 white jerseys with sticks.
It's like a hound of wolves coming at you. You're literally baits.
Actual Seawolves.
You're actual baits in that case.
Puck skied in on net there.
So Manhattanville resetting once again. Here comes Boyce with another crack at it, trying to get inside his arm. Pardon me, Pollock. Round of applause. Minute and a half remaining on the penalty kill for Stony Brook. This has been their strong suit so far tonight. Haven't scored on the power play, but have scored once on the penalty kill. Another clear made by the Seawolves, another quick line change by Coach Garofalo.
Name of the game on the PK is keep your skaters fresh if you can, and even if you got to give your PK a short shift, you just keep the other one short.
Manhattanville still having trouble connecting inside the zone. Good keep made by the Valiants. Here's Freese with it. Robitaille fires, scores.
And the first established pressure of the penalty kill here allows the Valiants to finally crack the nut that is the Seawolves defense, and they get on the board only down 1 now.
Aggressive penetration pays off for the Valiants. As
All started with a great hand to keep the puck in the zone, cycle the puck around, find the opportunity to get the man in the high slot and let it rip.
And that indeed, Glenn Robitaille let it rip past Kazakov, ending the Russian netminder's shutout bid. It's a one-goal game. Robitaille, the senior from Northville, Michigan, getting his team on the board. More battling down low between Minerva and one of the Valiants. As this one gets launched out of the zone, Avezov trying to get there, which he does. Avezov steers it in front, couldn't be finished off. And we get another stoppage, another penalty, I believe is being signaled. And looked like it was Matt Minerva who was showing his displeasure towards one of the Valiants, and it's going to cost them yet again.
Slashing the call. Coach Garofalo is not happy at all.
The head coach incensed on the Seawolves bench as him and his team try to remain in front and command the lead. Once a 2-goal lead, now cut to 1 with the goal scored moments ago by Robitaille. And this is just more energy being thrown towards the Valiant's way. So they were able to pick up 1. Now they're looking to just tie it up.
Silver linings here for the Seawolves. The PK getting a lot of good game day work here, as the Valiant's power play units have been able to as well. So from a training perspective, this has been pretty good for both sides, but from a game perspective, Stony Brook would kind of wish it was the other way around.
You have to wonder how long can the Seawolves penalty kill unit keep this up before the Valiants expose them even more. Robitaille. Freeze. Robitaille almost finishing it off in the same spot he scored it.
They're trying to go back to that glove side, see if they can cash in again.
Robitaille, another chance. Head save made by Kazakov. As Fest tries to joust it free down low, Manhattanville controls it. They're trying to reset at the top. Robitaille trying to squeeze through everyone, and this gets stolen by the hard-charging Nestepny. Nestepny couldn't break free there, and he'll head off to the bench. Here come the Valiants, making their way in the zone, and it couldn't be finished off on the backhand.
Another Seawolves penalty here.
Pattison, arm up in the air as Woods heads off to the bench. Another attacker on the ice. This one gets spun across. Pattison. Gregory one-timer deflecting in front, and the deflection chance gets nullified, but despite the nullification, the Seawolves are heading off again. 5-on-3 hockey for the next 4 seconds.
This will be a big face-off here for the Valiants. Trying to load the cannon here. That's exactly what they're doing.
And the cavalry is back and ready to fire that cannon. If it does go for them. Gregory over to Pattison. Gregory, over it goes. Pattison was about to step in there late as Kazakov lost his stick as well. But he was able to recollect it. Valiant's resetting. Dished ahead, Crossan. Able to get there first before that Seawolves hounded him down. One player dumped in front, no call. Another chance, ricocheting in front, and it almost got past Kazakov as McDermott.
I think McDermott's going to go here for this one. Impressively not.
And meanwhile, while all of that is happening, Kazakov and Malfetto having a fiery discussion. Taylor on the ice with Robitaille, Prestia manning the wings. As Taylor wins it back to Freese. Freese. Robitaille. Touch speed couldn't be finished off in front. Another chance, Pollock. That gets blocked by Avezov. Another chance, spinning chance, denied there on the kick saved by Kazakov. Valiants trying to storm the castle here. Robitaille, one-timer, and it got sent wide. The rebound, put back in front and denied again by Kazakov.
McDermott going low there to prevent anything from going low, but Kazakov there to backstop that.
48 seconds remaining on the man advantage for Manhattanville. Power plays aplenty for the Valiants tonight. This one gets spiked out of the zone by Fess. Pollock. Valiants transitioning from defense to offense. Taylor. One player got muscled to the ice. Here is Nestepny motoring into the zone. Nestepny backhand try, hits the outside of the net. Barnich able to force that one from being exited by the Valiants.
And we're finally even up.
Do their parts by killing off yet another penalty. Liebold relinquishes it immediately back to the Valiants. Gets it back. His boys had trouble forcing it out of the zone. There's the Palma leaning against his man as he tries to get close to the net. Liebold finishes strong against the glass. Kendrick trying to get after it. Quiet night for the East Islip chief, Sean Kendrick. Devereaux trying to get after it. This one gets sent all the way down off the boards. No icing here. This will benefit the Seawolves, with Manhattanville having to reset all the way behind the goal. Chris falling down, descending to the ice as Malfetto is able to sidestep the hit there. Malfetto trying to escape from everyone and gets drilled into the boards. This will lead to a penalty against Manhattanville. Roughing is signaled.
This looked like a check. Did he do anything else?
I didn't really see much besides a blistering hit against the boards, but as we mentioned before early in the broadcast,
I got to go reacquaint myself with the rule book.
There's been a lot of changes happening. It's all about for the safety of these players. Rightfully, they're doing what you got to do to keep these players safe, but it's definitely has a negative effect to the game for sure. But
and mind you, these aren't running off the pure USA hockey rules. They run off the NCAA rule book.
There's a chance, and this gets denied there. So obviously, it's not only USA hockey, it's practically everywhere where this rule is being implemented to ensure the safety of the players.
I don't think they were doing it at USPHL.
Non-USPHL?
No.
Interesting.
At least not that I've been made aware. At least a lot of the checking is still just as intense as it was last season and the season before.
Maybe it's just at the rinks. I know it's I have a fair share of seeing this.
I think you and me are here more often looking at these two ponds than anywhere else.
Stefano. As Kozinski got hit into the boards. Minerva trying to wheel it back in front. Stefano making the keep at the point. Stony Brook trying to capitalize on the man advantage as this one gets forced out by the Valiants.
Valiants really got to try to get on their horse here and trying to make something happen shorthanded. They're running out of time.
Over 11 minutes to go. A 2-goal deficit turned into a 1-goal deficit with the goal scored by Robitaille. Big
What a
check!
hit! And somehow that's a penalty.
penalty.
And I am beside myself because I don't even know what sport we're watching anymore.
Roughing again signaled. Matt Minerva.
Are we playing ice hockey or are we playing soccer? I'm scratching my head here. We saw a clean check over there, a clean check there. What has happened?
There's obviously a shift in direction for this game.
Did the ref forget this is a college game?
I'm not.
Is this a Pee-wee game? Because that's a penalty in Pee-wees, I know that. You can't do that anymore. And I know you can't do it in Bantams anymore.
It is what it is. I can't offer my opinion on that.
That's fine. I'll offer the what everyone is saying at home. I'll give you the radio side.
But wow. So the physicality has not died down one bit. If anything, it's been elevated to another level, and the officials are doing everything they can to make sure that this game remains calm. And Boris finishing wide on the one-timer there. So Chris is back after serving the penalty for roughing. Now the Seawolves will have to do their part at killing off the penalty for roughing that was given to Minerva. Here comes Taylor the other way. Bella spinning away from pressure. Bella firing.
So loose.
Pattison gets it back at the point. Pattison across. Bella. One couldn't be finished there on the shot. Gregory from the tops. And it skipped wide off a deflection in front. And Stephanie couldn't nudge that one out of the zone. He might get it there that time and did cause havoc against the Valiants there. There's Gregory trying to plow his way through into the zone. Fess guards him, and the Valiants down to their final 5 seconds on the man advantage.
Unable to really find any pressure.
And icing signaled there. A little under 10 minutes to go in regulation. 1 second to go on the man advantage as Minerva was about to get a head start, but Chris Garofalo noticed the time remaining on the clock and he didn't want to take any chances.
Trying to put myself in Garofalo's shoes right now, and I don't even know what he's thinking right now.
Well, Minerva is thinking, I'm ready to make another impact. Here's Minerva. Oh!
He does it with his leg there and somehow avoids a tripping call.
It was a close call on the other side with Kazakov. And here comes the Stepney. Now Edwards and Minerva playing tag team right there. And Minerva, that extra shot into the glass is going to send them to the box yet again. So it's back to
The penalty box is already open.
Minerva.
I think Minerva's looking to get an early shower.
It's an elbowing call for number 29, and saw that one from a mile away. Edwards muscled his man against the boards, and then Minerva wanted a piece of the action, but it was far too late. The puck was already out of the zone. And now Minerva hopes in his case it's just only 2 minutes and not a 5, because from my vantage point, it did look a little high.
And with how this game's been called, it's probably 5 minutes.
Well, let's see. There is a.
The fact that we have a discussion happening down there,
so this
it's going to be 5.
We'll see. We'll just have to see. And no, it's 2 minutes. So
oh wow! All right.
Minerva escapes from major damage. However, Stony Brook back on the penalty kill. Robitaille. Freeze. Robitaille. Freeze. Pollock. Freeze. One-timer. Score! Tied game. Back-to-back power play attacks, converting for the Valiants, and it's 2-2.
Well, you give them enough opportunities, they're eventually going to get there. And what was that? I don't have an exact count of penalties and power plays. I'd have to guess we're close to 10. Have you been keeping track?
I lost track after
because I lost track
period.
after the first period.
There's been a lot going on, and it seems like every single minute another man was getting sent to the box. So,
unfortunately, the wheels have come off the bandwagon for the Seawolves here, and penalty trouble has found them.
So, as I previously mentioned before, whether the Manhattanville team was going to expose the Seawolves' penalty kill strength, and boy, did they ever here in the third.
Well, now we got a brand new hockey game here. 7 minutes to go, and everything to play for.
It's an even playing field, but the score knotted up at 2. Manhattanville trying to create some carnage inside the zone. Robitaille, Spearbreaker, Gregory from the top. Big block made in front that time by Malik. Another chance in front. Save made. Rebound loose and cleared out by the diving stick of no other than Kozinski. This one gets sent in deep to Stefano.
That wasn't icing?
No icing there. Stony Brook. The other way. Avezov. Lookouts. Another penalty against the Seawolves, and we'll see if this one has any heavy ramifications to Brandon Avezov, because that was ugly.
And 2 and 10. Go ahead and take a shower. Although at this point, I think half the Seawolves bench has been disenfranchised by the calls of this game. You got to play through it, though.
Everyone but Gregory Barnich, it seems. The guy who was the difference maker last week, trying to make it 2 weeks in a row, except this time, not appearing on the scoreboard.
And Coach Garofalo is not pleased with Algana here. Not even letting the captains doing the talking at this point. Give him a peace of mind of himself. And at the end of the day, Stony Brook pays the refs. Minerva will go to serve the 2 minutes. With
it's a full house in the Seawolves penalty box.
Azevov should have just been escorted off the ice. penalty would have gone beyond the period.
Robitaille. The shot misses wide on that try. Oh, and here comes a chance for Barnich. Minute and a half remaining on the man advantage for the Valiants. No!
Critical mistake there leads to the third goal for the Valiants this period, and that one will put them ahead. And if you're the Seals at this point, you're just looking for the showers.
Matvey Kazakov with a terrible turnover in front, and it leads to the tie-breaking goal for Manhattanville, who takes their first lead of the game.
I'm talking about a weird game. First period absolutely knotted at 0. Second period, Seawolves dominate. And third period, the Seawolves can't keep themselves out of the penalty box.
Mancini, Kendrick, trying to avoid disaster. Mancini forced into the boards. Ben Steele chips this one off the wall. This one makes its way out of the zone. Kozitsky able to locate it.
One thing the Valiants have been doing well is they haven't been retaliating.
Seems like that's been the contributing factor to Stony Brook's struggling woes. Mancini almost dancing his way to a goal there. The rebound couldn't be countered in by Kozitsky. Watson offsides.
Not quite out of this one yet. There's still 4 minutes and 53 seconds to go here for the Seawolves, and timeouts are still available.
And right they are, Trevor.
So it's just a matter of whether or not the Seawolves can muster up the gumption to get something going here and finish on a scoring opportunity.
And I assume the timeout's going to be coming imminently. Big chance in front. Another opportunity squandered by Woods. As everyone comes together inside the zone, looking for the possession. Kornick couldn't connect there. Another opportunity in front, and it just squeaks wide of the cage. Pepe recovering behind the play. McDonough in front. Save made. Rebound loose in the crease. Everyone piling in front of the nets. Late poke and play is stopped.
All right, and as they are announcing the raffle prize here in the rink here, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves ready here for another face-off here in front of Kazakov.
Matvey Kazakov stopping every one of these shots except 3 of them. That third one.
He wants that third one back.
Yep.
Out of all the ones, those are the ones that hurt the most. And hold on.
Power play coming here for the Seawolves. One player got tripped up. Held up, I should say. Holding is signaled.
Holding is the call, and Stony Brook here given an olive branch in form of a 2-minute power play.
Now you have to wonder, is this the moment Chris Garofalo takes the timeouts? And
I think Garofalo knows who he wants to send out, so he's going to use business as usual.
So the penalty taken by Peyton Felix will give Stony Brook a late game power play opportunity with just about 4 minutes remaining in the contest. Mancini over. Barnich down low. And this one gets twisted across to Molfetto looking for the finish. Score! Gregory Barnich does it again, and we're tied again.
Just like that, the olive branch has been accepted and cashed in for a tie game here at the rinks. Oh man. I think the people here are going to get their money's worth tonight. Is that a Let's Go Seawolves chant coming up from the crowd? I think it is.
Chelsea Dagger plays as once again Gregory Barnich makes a crucial impact against
big
his
check there
opponent on
late.
home ice. Bodies continuing to crash into each other in the dying minutes of the third period. Robitaille looking to spring ahead, turnaround try as he's forced into the boards.
Special teams definitely came alive here for the Seawolves at the right time.
Stefano banks this one far into the end boards. Steal, rocked by DeStefano. DeStefano out for everyone, but he's gonna head to the box. The second hit, not a clean one according to the officials. Roughing again. If I had $1 for every time roughing was called today, I'd be a rich man. Maybe.
Oh, man. I'm just going to go with no comment.
Well, at least
I think I've said everything that's needed to be said about what's happened in this game.
it's definitely been a game filled with twists and turns like no other. Both teams trading leads. One of the leads collapsing before it was almost regained as we're tied up at 3. Chance down low denied by Kazakov, and the clearing attempt is phased by the Valiants. As Nastepny twists this one off the glass, Cirilli trying to hunt it down. As we go through 30 seconds of 5-on-4 hockey. Robitaille. Freese. Those two play catch near the top. Robitaille. There's a chance from the point, and it just trickles wide. Robitaille again misconnecting there. Freese awaiting at the point. Another chance in the slot. Big save made by Matvey Kazakov, and play is stopped.
And Kazakov there gets his 33rd, sorry. The Seawolves here got to weather one more penalty here.
They have 59 seconds of penalty kill time before things get interesting. If they can kill off the 59 seconds. That's a big if, Trevor. Gregory. This one gets sent wide. Patterson. Gallagher pinning his man against the boards. Patterson gets it back. Gregory firing through traffic. Save made, rebound. It leaks through, but it doesn't go in the net. Another opportunity in front. Spearbreaker losing sight of it as he was being tangled up in front of the cage. Another opportunity. Patterson across. Another chance. Sliding stop by Kazakov. The rebound canceled by the Seawolves. A quick line change commences as we reach the final minute of play in regulation. Gregory ahead. Mancini. Nastepny coughs it up, and it goes wide. Sean Kendrick trying to get by Steele. Held off there as this one got sent in front, but it couldn't be finished off by the Seawolves. The Valiants storming back the other way. This one tossed on goal, and the glove save is made by Kazakov. 23 seconds remaining in the third. Devereaux couldn't connect there. Seawolves trying to break in. Kozitsky held off there that time. And this game is going into the late nights of October, folks. 3-3 overtime is next. Jesse Edwards, Josh Fletcher to kick things off at the dots. Barnich and DeStefano, the other two Seawolves on the ice with Edwards. Kazakov and Woods in their respective goals. Fletcher, Freese, and Robitaille looking to defend the zone. Barnich trying to play hero again for the Seawolves. Freese. Valiants breaking into the zone. This chance trickles wide of Kazakov. Edwards couldn't get that over quickly to DeStefano, who was calling for the feed feverishly. Here's Freese. Freese gets by Barnich. Freese making his way back into the corner, trying to set a play up for his team. As Mancini gets it back for the Seawolves. Here's the captain, Pepe. Kormanek on the ice as Mancini enters the zone. Andrew Mancini with speed. Forced into the boards, absorbs the blow. Pirouette, spin break as he tries to extricate from the pressure. Mancini fires. It got blocked in front. And the opportunity here breaking out the other way for Pollock. Pollock, as that feed gets cut off by the Seawolves. Here comes Kormanek the other way. William Kormanek trying to shake off his man in front. Kormanek spins it in front, but it goes wide. DeStefano tangled up there. DeStefano trying to poke it free and take it back as the Valiants have the possession. Manhattanville in the zone again. Bella. Stony Brook is able to come up with it again as DeStefano lost the stick. He retreats to the bench. Barnich leads it ahead. Mofetto ran out of room to finish it off in front. Bella sending it wide. Rebound. Bella spikes it back to the point. And Gregory trying to recalculate here. Here's Gregory. Gregory trying to dance his way through the defense. This one gets sent back to the point. Robitaille trying to steer away from pressure in front. Pattison couldn't get that over to Gregory in time. Gregory gets it back as Stony Brook turns it over again. But Gregory has no room to escape ahead to. Here's another opportunity. Fletcher fights to the goal. And the save is made by Kazakov in his pad.
Kazakov getting a lot of challenges here in this OT period. And with under 2 minutes to go now, there's still lots to go.
Lots to go, indeed. Non-stop action from the get-go in this fourth period of play. As Fletcher looks to win it back to Freese against Minerva. Mancini and Edwards, the other two on the ice. Minerva able to get by one. Minerva trips up over his own momentum heading into the zone. Valiants trying to break free from the pressure given to them by Stony Brook. 2-on-2 opportunity here for the Valiants. And the trigger pull doesn't go for Robitaille. And again, we'll have another draw inside the Seawolves zone.
Minerva almost got tripped up on the blue line heading up the ice, and unfortunately it seemed like that trip ended up kind of having an effect on his entryway into the Valiant zone, but had he fallen there, that might have drawn a penalty.
One could only assume. And here comes Stony Brook. Minerva having to backtrack. Kazakov this time doesn't play it lackadaisically. And here comes Minerva trying to get free from Boyce. Boyce on the ice again. He's been a heavy presence on the defense for the Valiants as we've reached the final minute of play in overtime. Watch out here, Woods steering this one to the other corner to Stefano. Minerva trying to play it over to his option, Barnich, who wasn't there in time to receive it. Another line change is made by Chris Garofalo.
30 seconds to go in the overtime period.
Half a minute remaining in overtime. Spearbreaker sending it wide off the glass, and it almost pops back out in front. Pollock steers it. Gregory trying to stuff it home. Back to Pollock. Pollock fires it over the net. Out of the zone it goes. Pepe on the hunt. This one gets angled onto the stick of Gregory. Sent on over.
Offside.
Penalty. Or no, offside to me. A lot going on between the sarcastic cheering of the Seawolves to the whistle being blown.
The definition of a Bronx cheer is that.
I think Aaron Judge has an idea of what that is like. And we get some jostling before the puck is dropped. A theme that we've seen all throughout this matchup. 3 seconds to go. One last draw. Gregory with a shot. Blockered away by Kazakov, and we'll play 5. 4 is not enough. We'll go to the shootouts.
Show up more often, get more bonus hockey. To the shootout we go.
And so the shots on goal tracker will stop. And after 4 periods of play, Manhattanville College wins in that department
All
by
right, so
10.
Stony Brook has deferred the shootout. They will take the second shot.
So the pressure is immense. Immense pressure for both of these goalies. Both of them, despite the goals allowed tonight and error made, have been tremendous for their respective squads. To kick things off, Jack McDonough and the Valiants. McDonough, poke check, and stopped by Kazakov.
Went for a classic deke move there. Kazakov had none of it. Shut that down real quick.
Matt Minerva, 1 goal and a handful of penalty minutes in this one matchup. Scored!
Minerva not wasting any time on that opportunity there. Just puts it straight past the tender.
Robitaille looking to respond. Here he comes. Robitaille denied by Matvey Kazakov.
That's a huge opportunity here for the Seawolves coming up here, as now it all lies down here on old number 26.
Matvey Kazakov was not going to let Robitaille beat him twice. Brandon Avezov
For the win.
scores! Seawolves win! And the undefeated season lives on for another day.
And this one's a big one here against an NCAA talent here. Against Manhattanville College here, and what could describe as one of the weirdest matchups we've seen here on Seawolves ice here in quite a while, but the Seawolves have absolutely proven themselves tonight here, and through adversity, through the penalties, through the debauchery on the ice, through the lack of discipline at times, they've managed to pull it all together here and come out with the win.
Matvey Kazakov can exhale after what it seemed like a blunder that was going to end the undefeated campaign has turned into an all-out celebration for him and his team as they ride off to 5-0. Yes, this doesn't count towards the ACHA season, but for the Seawolves, this is a win that they'll never forget against an NCAA Division III opponent, and some more confidence to help them defend their title down the road.
All right, coming back next week here for the Seawolves, they're going to be heading on over to Davenport at the Patterson Ice Center here next week. For 2 games there. Those will be at 8:30 and 6:30 on the 21st and the 22nd. And then back on the island, they'll be facing off against Rhode Island, and that's going to be on October 28th and October 29th. Game times 9 p.m. and 5 p.m. Tickets available at the door. Come join us here at the rinks. It's an amazing time as the Seawolves salute the fans in attendance. We're going to bid our adieu and get out of here tonight because it is late.
I
Close this out.
I was just going to say, couldn't have said it any better, Trevor. This was an absolute blast, and I cannot wait for what the rest of the season has in store for both of us. So, this is Mike Calandra and Trevor saying so long, good night, and we'll see you next time right here at the rinks for URI, a nice pre-holiday Halloween showdown. Stony Brook Hockey, good night.